Hi, welcome to the 15 Minutes Podcast with Accasia Hanson from Top Towns Promotions Australia, featuring the best of independent music worldwide. Be sure to subscribe and stay blessed. Hi, welcome to the 15 Minutes Podcast with Accasia, and today we have Real and Explicit. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, and you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. So that everybody gets to know you that don't know you, can you tell us a bit about yourself, where you're from, and sort of your musical background?
Yeah, so I'm from the DMV. I'm from Maryland originally, but I moved to Georgia last year. So I'm currently here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been doing music since 2017 professionally, but I've always had a love for it since I was like three. My parents told me that I was singing since I was three. I won't remember that, but they said that. So going from that to the choir to writing my first song in high school. My first time being in the studio was like 15, 16. And then 2017 came around. I was like, you know what? I think I could do this. I think I should do this. So that's when it started off. I wasn't really explicit at first. I was Blu-ray, Blurae. It was a name my friend gave me because I didn't have a name. I didn't know what to call myself. Um, so that's how I got started. And I've just been pushing hard ever since. I got new music in the works. I got an EP in the works, singles in the works. So I'm still behind the scenes, just trying to piece things together, because this independent artist grind is not for the weak.
It's not for the weak. It's not for the weak-hearted at all. No.
So
Yeah,
my bad.
that's
I am
okay.
the only child. I'm 25 years old.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so I have no siblings, but I think it's because I was enough. You know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're the whole package. Yeah.
I am the whole package. I'm first, middle, and last sibling. So, um, but yeah, so music has always been my foundational passion. I'm also involved in radio here in Atlanta. I've secured three, I mean two, and I'm waiting for the paperwork back from a third station. So I've been really getting myself into that. Looking at going into beauty school, I never thought about doing that, but I kind of wanted to find something
It's a backbone
that
to something. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know. Nothing against 9 to 5s, been there, done that, but I think my heart just wants to do something that's more. It's more of an outlet. One, a creative way to make money, and two, and because of who owns it, they're open to allowing user space for other collab events to help promote them, their cosmetologists and hairstylists and that nature. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling going that way. I
Yeah.
can learn how to do nails, get better at coloring hair because I color my own hair
Yeah.
sometimes.
Nice. It
So,
looks good.
so yeah.
It looks
Thank
good.
you, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm. Cool. Um, can you tell me, like you said, you were into music your whole life pretty much, but can you tell me, like, where your career is going now? Like, what was it that made you want to go for music like this,
Um,
or become a
Honestly, my heart.
musician? But you were born a musician, so it's hard to ask it like that. So I suppose, yeah, what made you want to share yourself as a musician?
Um, well, I've always had that knack in me. Like even being in the choir, I did a lot of solos, so
Mm,
I was already used to it at a young age, singing in front of crowds, and then our church was recording, so people can watch it
yeah.
if they couldn't make it. So being on camera and so that, I've always been in that place since I was like 6, and I don't know what really fully made me realize that this is what I want to do, but I know I had a moment in college where I was just like, I don't want to be here no more.
Yo,
And yeah, and then that's just kind of where I say the real inspiration and that fire really came from, and just knowing that I knew I was meant for more, and that there was more out there for me to grasp and experience. So I guess
yeah,
that was really what made me go for it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice, nice. Um, Okay, this question is a bit broad. Like, what do you want to see yourself achieve in the next 5 and 10 years? But that's a bit too far. Like, for my when I'm being asked that question, it's a bit too far. What do you want to happen like now or tomorrow? Like, as far as your music career, what's the ultimate thing for you?
I just want that one email or that one message or that one phone call that offers me that golden ticket opportunity that could
Yeah,
change my life. I don't really care if it's a opening act situation, a headline situation, being on someone's tour, being featured on someone's a big feature, record deal. Like I'm sponsored, endorsement. It don't really matter. I just am working to be patient for that opportunity,
yeah, and it
that
will come.
golden
It will
ticket.
come. Yeah,
Thank you.
it will come. Um, what makes you feel passionate about music? What is it? The feeling? Is it like a diary for you? Is it I don't know. What would you say makes you passionate about it?
I think it's just because I'm just truly in love with it. I love people's reactions to my songs. I love how people, react to when I perform. It's like my battery pack, like the little pink rabbit that got the little batteries in it. Like music is like that for me. It's like my battery pack is really one of the biggest things that keeps me just going. Because I also know there's purpose behind me being involved with music. I know it's beyond the fame and fortune. And because I know that, I know that's why my battle and my story is a little bit tougher and harder. So I know it's something bigger beyond me. It's a bigger picture beyond what vision I may have.
Yeah,
And because I know that, that's what keeps
it
me
always
really
is.
going
Yeah,
for it. Yeah.
yeah,
So I know there's somebody out there that's going to need me.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm kind of pushing for that.
100%. Mm. Um, when you write music, what is your creative process? Do you just get inspiration from the universe and then you just come out with, or do you, or do you have to listen to a beat, or it's all different ways? What is your creative process? If you had to explain to somebody that doesn't know how to make music, or if you had to make a track in 2 weeks.
For me, it's like I catch the vibe. Sometimes melody comes to me first,
Mm,
or sometimes I listen to the beat enough, a few bars will come. But it's just a vibe thing for me. Like if I can vibe with it, I know I can make something with it.
yeah,
And it would take me no more than maybe in one sitting, maybe an hour to write because I've finished songs, writing them down in the studio on the spot too. So it just really depends on if my mind is clear enough and how much I'm vibing with it, or how much of the song I've already started and where I can pick back up from. So, um, yeah, and then even before I go to the studio, I practice the songs enough. I practice how I'm going to do it enough, so that way when I get in the studio, yeah, I'm gonna have some hiccups, but at least it can still flow because I still know what I'm trying to do.
yeah,
So preparation is key for me too, because that way you don't waste time in the studio.
yeah.
You
You
can
don't
go
waste
in,
time. Like, yeah, I'm like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's not even you rushing it. It's just you just don't waste time. You're able
yeah.
to
I like
stretch your
the first
time
take.
more.
The first take is the most natural take. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that's usually the
it's the
practice take
best
anyway. You
take
can get
too.
your
If you don't mess up, it's the
yeah,
best take. Yeah,
yeah. So that's a little process.
yeah. Um, are there any musicians that inspire you, and what qualities do you admire about them?
There's a few, and it's funny because they're all
Yeah, it's a
women.
hard question. So give me a few. Give
um,
me a few.
so Cardi B for her confidence and her
Yep, yep,
authenticity.
yep.
And me and her are both Libras, so I love it. I love it here.
Nice, nice.
Rihanna for her tenacity and her
Oh,
businesswomanship.
I love Rihanna. Yep.
Yeah, and Missy Elliott for never staying in the box.
Yep, I love Missy Elliott too. Yep, yep, yep. They're all legends. They're all legends. Nice. Um, okay, what skills have you gained that help you perform live? And what is your
Breathing.
process too? Like, do you get nervous? Do you meditate before you go on stage? Do you drink, smoke? I don't know, what's your process to get out there?
Um, well, when it comes to performing live, I say breathing is the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Being able to,
breathing.
in between of your songs, let the song ride out so people can really hear the song too, but also gives you time to
Yeah,
breathe in
breathing is so
between.
important. I'm trying to learn that breathe. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus me, I move a lot while I'm performing, so I have to make sure I time my breath better. That's why sometimes I even do my own show mixes so I can have my own cues for myself to
Yeah.
know, oh yeah, let the beat right out here, or like pause right here, or breathe right here, let the song go and then come back in. So just developing that professionalism when it comes to creating your own set. Like,
Yeah.
maybe not on the level of Beyonce, but she creates that behind the scenes, so she'll have her set made a certain way, and I'm kind of trying to follow that pattern the best way I can even now. That way, because especially because I don't know who's ever in the crowd, and I could be that one artist that's like, dang, everybody else can play their song all the way through, and she got a whole mix. Like that's why I do that
Yeah.
on purpose. It's teaching me how to make those for myself, and then also I can continue to keep an impression, keep myself memorable, you know. So, and then nervousness, yeah, I actually do get nervous, like
Yeah,
GDMing nervous.
yeah.
But
It's
I
part of the
use that
ride.
as
It's part of the journey. You got to, otherwise
yeah,
you go there thinking you got it. You gotta always make that effort. Like, you know what I mean? Like your life depend on it.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. And I use my nervousness as like my supercharge before I go on
Yeah,
stage. Like
exactly. You gotta
let
like I
all it
gotta
all
do it. I gotta
out.
get out of this. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that. And then I do my best to pray before I perform. I don't like to drink or
Yeah.
smoke before, but that way because I can remember my words.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then on
yeah, yeah.
top of
And it
that,
dries your throat. I used to
voice
drink and
out.
then it makes you go too loud. Nah, you need
Yeah,
just breathing and
just all
God and
sober. Yeah,
vibes.
yeah.
That's what you need. Yeah.
Yep. So that's what carries me through a performance, and then right after that, we can go party after
Yeah, we
that.
get after that, it's on and popping, yo. Especially when I hit that note, yo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
um, what was your favorite performance of your career? Like describe how the opportunity came about and what the experience was like.
My favorite performance had to have been in Miami like 2, 3 years ago. Um, this guy called named Julian Booth. He's from Love and Hip Hop Miami. He used to
Nice.
manage Trick Daddy and Trina, or one of them.
Oh yeah.
And then he used to manage Amara La Negra. So he had like a showcase, and I came across it on Instagram. I think I sent a message or something like that. I got a call from the guy who was, I guess, who was helping him run it. Told me the deposit's 250. I busted my behind, made that 250 in 3 days, and he was shocked. And I was not playing. Paid my other half when I got there, and that was the biggest crowd I ever performed in front of. And
Yeah.
it was such a beautiful experience. And it's like I knew
Energy.
that God was in the midst of it, great energy and all that. I actually had the wrong shoes on because I left the actual shoes in the hotel, so I had my platform
There's
shoes on.
always
So when I
something that
performed,
happens. You know, you
yeah,
have the right
like,
shoes.
but I took the shoes off, so it still made it more
Yeah,
entertaining for
yeah,
everybody
yeah. At
else.
least you did that. At least you did that. Okay.
So yeah, that was a great experience. People just give me confirmations and positive like affirmations and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Somebody told me I was
feedback.
bigger than Cardi B, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a big shoe to fill."
Yeah, yeah.
Bigger than Cardi,
Nice.
she did a lot in 5 years. Wow. But yeah, it was a beautiful experience, and I felt like it was God's way of giving me a glimpse.
Yeah,
And I'm like, all
giving
right, now I'm
showing
ready for
you
the next
desire is
glimpse,
the
like that.
goal in sight. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm,
So that was my favorite performance.
nice,
Ultimately, yeah.
nice, nice. So we come to the end of the questions. I was gonna ask, is there anything up and coming that you want people to know about so that they can be on the lookout for it? Or any
Um,
ideas or projects that you're working on, or like what can people expect to see from you?
well, I am working on an EP called Underrated. It's only gonna have 5 tracks on there. They're in the final process right now, final mix and mastering. I got like 4 or 5 singles lined up, all fresh new sound. I'm truly excited. I'm not dropping until next year because I want to give myself enough time because where
That's
my
the
life
way.
is right
That's the
now, I'm
way.
trying
You
to
don't
leave
have to pull
room.
out a track out the store to edit one thing, you know, like it's best to just take
Mm-hmm.
your time and be sure. Yeah.
And it just leaves room for whatever breakthrough or miracle could happen. Like right
Yeah.
now, I left my 9 to 5 to pursue this full time. I'm doing delivery on the side. I'm trying to get into the school stuff and I can make some extra income. Like
Yeah.
it's really hard. It really is. And sometimes I have the days like, okay, God, I don't know, like, but He always shows me He's got me. So
Yeah,
I
he
know if I'm
always shows
waiting
you
this
that you're
long,
ready and capable, you know?
and if I'm waiting this long, then I know it's got to be something big. I just got to
Yeah,
remain humble
got to be.
and patient. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
keep my faith. I think that's really
Keep
where
your
I'm
faith.
getting
That's it.
stretched.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
Well, thank you very much for coming to sit and chat with me. I
of
hope you
course.
do this very often so I can keep up with your career and so can my audience. Yeah, so I'll just end the recording here. 2 seconds.
Right.
Fire that shit up, man.
Ay, and now it's time to turn the heat on. The beat tremble when I hop on. Find a scene and get your popcorn. It's showtime, turn the lights on. I'm in my prime time while others buying time. I see the birdies, they flying by. Now they wanna send me high fives. My niggas sending me shots by. You don't want no smoke with me, so I'm not even gonna pop it. If you got a problem with ass, we get added up and then solve it. I don't really need the entourage and all of y'all smoking on sausage y'all. If they thinking I'ma turn my back on y'all, cause I would never even turn my back on y'all, bitch. I am the capital, they are the lowercase. My struggle I try to embrace, but I'm ready for something to break. If you play with me, I'ma break your face. A lot of y'all ain't got nothing on me, so you can never even win this race. And yes, I am back, and yes, I am better. Man, fuck it, better, I do this shit better.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Love you, Magic. They know I'm winning, I keep going and going. They questioning when my life finish, but I have no limit. They pressing my foot in my face and I'm minding my business. I'm grabbing my armor, still going harder. Fighting the devil, that's why there's a wall up. Under construction, they call it destruction, yeah. While you interrupting, yeah. Shaking these